Book 2, Chapter 17, Mystery. Back in the classroom, everyone is getting excited with our new fundraiser project. Mr. Willis has given each of us a sheet of paper with the details of the event. We are to fill in exactly what we will be doing and how many family members and friends will be attending. This is to make sure we have plenty of seating in the school gymnasium. Our school principal is very pleased with the project. The other classes are also getting involved by participating. The grade 4 class is going to have a bake sale that day. The grade 6 class is going to have a garage sale with old items that the visitors can purchase. The grade 3 class is going to do an opening performance. They will sing 2 songs, like a choir. They will be really cute because it is said that they are going to have painted faces to make them look like animals. The youngest grades are going to be the orchestra, playing tambourines and little bells. I'm sure our school is going to raise a lot of money. The event will be taking place on Friday night, 1 week from now. The show is to start at 7 o'clock and continue until 9 o'clock. The auction for my dad's table will be the last on the program. Mr. Willis shares with us how proud he is that we are compassionate about the earth and the animals, the wildlife and the health of the planet, that we are contributing great amounts of positive energy that everyone will benefit from. Tonight is our pizza night. Sir, Charles, and Limerick are all coming over. My family is happy. My little brother has been practicing his circus show for days now. I think Skye must be getting tired, but he seems to really like it. It's almost like he understands it is for a great cause. Why else would he let my mom dress him the way she does? Mom has made little costumes in gold and blue sequin material. Skye Charles has a very flashy handkerchief, and Hemingway has the exact same one. They each will be wearing a hat that will be held on with an elastic, mostly so that Skye's doesn't come off when he is jumping. I will not be dressed in any crazy clothing, but I will be part of the performance, holding hoops and having Hemingway sit on my shoulder. Charles, Limerick, and I walk home together after school, and the conversation is all about what Charles will be doing as his talent. I've already written my speech, if that's what you can call it. I pretend I am an actor in a grand play on a big stage with many people watching. I stand in the spotlight to convey a powerful message. I do believe that this will be more powerful than my last talent show performance. I think to myself, I can't imagine anything being more powerful than his words last year. Students are still talking about it, and I am sure there is much less bullying because of his passionate performance. Let's stop in to see Sir, find out if he would like to walk with us. Charles and Limerick agree. We come up upon his house. He is already sitting out on the porch. It appears that he is waiting for us. I wave at him, along with Charles and Limerick. We walk up the pathway, and I notice he is dressed very well. I also notice he has a pocket watch. Sir, is that your pocket watch? Yes, Finnan. Who else would it belong to? He says with a wink. It's kind of like my watch, the one my dad gave me. Only mine glows, I say excitedly. With growing interest, Sir asks, glows? What do you mean, it glows? Everyone is captivated with my glowing watch story. I've seen the watch, Charles pipes in. I've even held the watch. That was the day Finnan brought it to school for show and tell. Very interesting, Finnan. Very interesting. Sir, would you like to walk with us? Yes, I would like that very much. He stands, and he has his cane. He adjusts his hat while he makes his pipe let out extra smoke. Charles and Limerick walk ahead. Sir and I walk behind. Charles looks back. We are going to go ahead of you to drop off Limerick's books at her house. Finnan, we will meet you at your house. Sir says with a grin, young love. They really do like each other, I whisper, knowing in my heart that one day Charles will marry her. I just feel it. The two run ahead, and Sir and I walk at a slow and steady pace. Tell me more about your great-grandfather, Finnan. I've never met him, sir, but my dad tells me stories all the time about his greatness of being kind, caring, and compassionate to all beings. He always took the time to give great gifts of love and time to others. Sounds like a brilliant man, Finn. Yes, sir, he was. He has a legacy for being a man who was deeply caring towards others. I want to be just like that. Well, Finnan, with this fundraiser you've started, it appears that you are following in his footsteps. I sure hope so, sir. I sure hope so. Hey, my dad is really going to enjoy your company. He is very much like my great-grandfather. I'll make sure you sit beside my dad. Sir grins and chuckles. Finnan, I will be fine no matter where I sit at the table. Just having a meal with others, with family, is all I need. Sir, I am thankful I met you. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't be having this fundraiser in the first place. I wouldn't have learned about helping to save wildlife and elephants. When Sir and I arrive, everyone, including Charles and Limerick, are in the backyard. We open the gate at the back, and my mum jumps up to assist Sir onto the porch. We're so pleased you can join us, sir. My husband and I are really looking forward to your company at our dinner table. He tips his hat and takes her hand gently in his, lifts her hand to give her a kiss on the back of her hand. I notice Charles looking at him, and I can sense that Sir will also be in one of his books. Everyone enjoys making their own pizza. My mom makes the crust, and we get to select the toppings. My dad and Sir put on extra pepperoni. My sister Paige doesn't put any meat on hers at all. She loads hers up with vegetables instead. I notice that Charles and Limerick use the same toppings. My mom and I also choose the same. We like extra green pepper on ours. The conversation is jovial around the table. Sir and my dad share stories. My dad keeps talking about my great-grandfather. He just lights up when he talks about his grandfather. He sounds like a fine man, Sir says with a grin. He sure was a fine gentleman and a good example for me to follow in his footsteps. I've noticed you have a pocket watch with a similar chain to my grandfather's watch. Sir leans back and gently removes a watch from his side pocket of his vest. The chain is fastened to the front button. He pulls out the watch and holds it carefully in the palm of his hands. I've had this watch many years now. As he holds it, my dad and I are stunned to see that the watch has the same design as our watch. Sir, my dad says in disbelief, the pattern on the watch is identical to my grandfather's watch. Then, to me, he says, son, please go and get the watch from your room. You are excused from the table. Everyone is excited to think the watches might be similar. I bring the box and hand it to my dad. I notice that Sir has unfastened his watch and placed it on the table. Everyone is waiting for the moment of truth. My dad places his hand inside the box. He too gently removes the watch and places it beside the other. To everyone's amazement, the watches are identical. Sir and my dad look at each other with disbelief. At the same time, they open the casings of each watch to discover the face of the watch is an identical match as well. Look at that, my dad says. Would you look at that? We all sit in silence, not understanding the coincidence that has appeared around our dinner table. I study my dad's face. He is obviously speechless. So is Sir. I wonder, Dad, what would happen if we turned down the lights? Do you think his watch would glow like great-grandpa's? I don't know, son. Let's try. We all sit quietly as my mom excuses herself from the table to turn off the light above the dinner table. She turns off the light, then returns quickly to her chair. We all sit, waiting to see if a miracle is going to happen. We stare at the watches as they lay beside one another. I can see it. I can see the glow of my great-grandfather's watch. And only moments later, I see Sir's watch glow as well. Dad, I say with a gentle whisper, Dad, I see the glow. Me too, Finnan. Me too. Sir, in bewilderment, says, I can too. They are glowing. Each person around the table sees the glow, and it appears to increase, then decrease, just like the inhale and exhale of gentle breath. We sit in awe of the miracle we all see, for it cannot be everyone's imagination. This will definitely go in my first book, Charles whispers in quiet delight. Without any guidance from my parents, we all place our hands on the table. Each person then holds hands with the person sitting next to them. We create a circle of unity, and together we give our gratitude for the experience and the sharing of family and friends. My little brother whispers, I can see it moving. We glance at the watches, and sure enough, the watches have moved closer together until they are touching. It is fascinating, and it is peaceful. It feels like love has filled the room. There isn't anything frightening about the miracle we are witnessing. It is a knowing. It is a miracle. We sit quietly as the glowing diminishes. My mom gets up to turn the light back on, and we all look at each other in amazement. It's like the watches are attached together as one, my dad says. Sir picks up his watch and holds it in the palm of his hand. It appears that he is having a private conversation with the watch. Perhaps he is giving gratitude. This watch has been with me a long while. It was handed to me from my father before he passed. In fact, it was a gift to me as I sat by his bedside. My father spoke about a brother that he had never met. He said that each had the same watch. The story was the watches would find a way to reunite, and when that happened, the brothers would find their way back to one another. What was your father's name? My dad asks. Roy. Roy was my father. Do you know the brother's name? Yes, he replies. His name was Frederick. Everyone is silent. Frederick, my dad whispers in disbelief. We were all putting the puzzle together at the same time. Sir, we are family, my father says, reaching out and placing his hand lovingly on the man's shoulder. You see, my grandfather also mentioned a brother that he had not met, and I do recall his name being Roy. Everyone sits in stillness. Everyone has just witnessed a great discovery. Sir, what is your name? My name is Edward, Edward John. We all hold hands as my father welcomes, honors the miracle that has just taken place. Edward, it is a pleasure to meet you, a great pleasure to meet family. Edward looks at my dad. They both stand up from the table and hug one another, weeping with gratitude. A perfect day for a perfect gift, I think to myself. We all stand and give a group hug. It is one of the most loving experiences of my life. Charles says, I can't wait to write about this. It is a miracle. My little brother says in his innocent voice, "Can we call you Sir Edward?" And everyone starts to laugh. Edward looks into Tiernan's eyes and says, "You can call me family." The evening becomes one of great celebration, with the exchanging of stories of our fathers, of their fathers, and of their fathers before them. Everyone is fascinated as the family pieces come together. We are discovering how each brother fits with the other, how their travels and journeys have all led to our dinner table. A time, a place for miracles.